Hey guys, you're here for another episode of Coach Talk with Joshua B. Fit. So today I'm going to talk about a question that I get frequently asked by beginners and people who are just starting their fitness journey. What is the best exercise? Alright, yeah. Give that a second just to sink in. Basically the question you're asking me is how long is a piece of string? But you got to be a little bit more specific when asking me a question like this. Which is the best exercise? All of them. Alright? So... yeah, I'm sorry, probably not what you were expecting, but all of them. Why not all of them? Why not be creative and combine all these different things together? So some things that you might want to put together here is your weight training or resistance training. Now this will lead to muscle gain, of course, or help you to lean out or lose body weight or body fat. Another thing you want to kind of include is your health and fitness. So you might want to include some aerobic or endurance training. This is really good for the heart and good for like your breathing. Really help with being a lot fitter and a lot healthier in all different aspects of your body. So let's talk a little about gaining strength and gaining weight. So there are different styles and different methods to do this. So your two things you want to take into account would most likely be nutrition. And your second thing you want to take into account is the way you are training or your training method and style. When I get beginners asking me what is the best exercise to gain strength and gain weight, I say, why not try these 5 first before you pick your favorite one? Because that's what the best exercise for you is your favorite one that suits your body. So these 5 exercises would be the most compound exercises that you can probably find are your row, your bench press, your squat, your deadlift, your overhead press. These are 5 great exercises that will really affect your body and help you to gain muscle, gain strength, also lose fat. So when performing these exercises as a beginner, the most important thing is form over weight. Never go heavier unless you are confident that you can, as long as you are feeling no unnecessary pain in certain spaces like your lower back, your joints, your tendons. So make sure that you're not going too fast with upping the weight, and keep it controlled at a controlled pace that you can grow at it steadily and slowly. What's very important is not to be a perfectionist while you're performing these exercises or doing these exercises. As I always say, just do the exercise instead of trying to perfect it. You can always perfect it at a later stage once you're more confident and you've increased the weight, but in the beginning, while you're still building up that phase, you want to just kind of focus on doing the exercise, because the more you practice and the more you do it, the better you will get. Another tip when it comes to gaining strength and muscle, get your nutrition in order. So eating in a calorie surplus can really help a lot of people by gaining muscle and a lot of people to gain weight at the same time. So of course you don't want to eat in too large of a surplus, because if your surplus is too large, you're going to be gaining a lot of additional body fat, and you might want to keep that under control. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about endurance. A lot of you will be asking me what is the best exercise for endurance, and I usually say none, because there's always a goal when it comes to endurance or when it comes to a specific sports training. So say you want to be a really good swimmer, I'm going to tell you now that spending hours on the bicycle isn't going to make you a really fit and boost your endurance up in swimming. I think what's going to really help your swimming technique and your endurance in swimming to get really fit at swimming, the best way to do it is by swimming. It is a hard pill to swallow, because you really just actually have to get down and do the endurance training or aerobic training in that specific exercise, say like swimming or cycling or running, or whether it be walking or rollerblading. You really need to do that exercise specifically to get fit and to build endurance in that exercise. I do suggest, however, find something you really enjoy, because that process that you really enjoy it, you'll probably find a lot of fun in the process of getting fitter and building your endurance and aerobic capacity up in that exercise. So as you can see by now, that the best exercise isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. The best exercise is a combination of different things. Now you're probably wondering, how are you going to fit all of this in your week? And when you only train an hour a day, some of you might even only train 30 minutes a day. I say split it up throughout the week. If you're planning on training 3 times a week, do one day aerobic training or even 2 days of aerobic training and 1 day weight training and strength training. Now, also very dependent on your goal. If you're somebody who is wanting to gain weight and gain muscle, I would then say 2 days of strength and weight training, 1 day of cardiovascular like aerobic and endurance training. If you're somebody who is trying to lean out and get leaner, lose a little bit of weight, go for 2 days cardio with endurance and aerobic training and 1 day resistance weight and strength training. As a beginner, you're wanting to combine all of those three points of the triangle, which is your top nutrition, bottom left resistance and weight training, bottom right aerobic and endurance training. Reason why you could combine all three of these is because it's very beneficial for your health. As we know that aerobic and endurance training is really good for your blood lipids, your cardiorespiratory, and your hemodynamics. We also know that resistance training, such as strength training and weight training, can also be really good for your glucose metabolism, your muscle strength and mass, and also your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. Combining these two styles of training can really help and be very beneficial for your heart and your health. My final point about the best exercise isn't one fits all type of exercise. It's more of a group of everything together, where everything that we've just spoken about in the video, plus the one last key I think is very important, and that's consistency. As we know, we need consistency in everything. Consistency in the way we eat and our nutrition, consistency in our training, even consistency in the way we rest and recuperate our body so that we can get back on the horse the next day and go to work and train and do it all over again. When it comes to consistency, don't be confused with days active and days rest, because even your training days are as important as your rest days, and your rest days are as important as your training days. You see, to be able to grow and recuperate and repair muscle, you need to add those rest days in. If you don't add the rest days in, your muscles is just constantly breaking down or not recuperating up to 100%. Now, the same thing goes for active days. If you're resting too much, you're not activating those muscles and during your training enough in the week. So you're maybe not losing the amount of weight or gaining the amount of strength that you've set your goal to. So you might be thinking, how or when can I be more consistent with my nutrition and training? I usually find that journaling is a very, very foolproof way of doing this. If you journal every day of what you eat and how you exercise, write down a bit of your feelings on how your food made you feel. I'm talking about did you feel that digestion was easier today? Did you feel more energetic? Did you maybe feel stronger during your workout? In your journal, also write about your workout. Was your workout really tough? Was it a little bit easy? Do you find that you maybe improved a little bit with an exercise? Or maybe you hit a light bulb and all of a sudden you could realize that what you were doing with an exercise was a little bit off or wrong, and you figured out how to do it, which will benefit you more. So finding a way to journal and track can really improve your results and can really improve your consistency along the way. So that's it for our episode on Coach Talk today. Thank you for joining my channel on Joshua Be Fit, and I really hope that I gave you some tips or helped you answer that question of which is the best exercise. If you have any comments or anything that you would like to add into this video, please comment below, like and subscribe if this video helped you and you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.